Hey everybody, welcome to Bad Yogi Q&A Wednesday with me, Erin Motz, where I answer the questions that you guys send me via email and social media too. Today's Q&A is a little bit different. I got a bunch of questions this week about different elements when it comes to having any kind of yoga or wellness business or your career in that area. So I thought I would do a rapid fire of 3 of my favorite questions that I got this week. Why is this day the way that it is? Okay, first question comes from, I think her name is Erin, and she asked, what are some of the things that have helped guide you as a yoga teacher? Honestly, the thing that guides me the most is just my desire to make a really good class. So not simply effective, but also enjoyable, and not simply really creative and inventive, but also something that feels good to do. I think it's good to want to live up to your own high standards and that be the thing that drives you. For me, it used to be, the thing that drove me was having a bunch of people in my classes or having people come up to me after classes and tell me that my class was really good, right? And that will set you up for disappointment real quick, as I learned, because that will not always happen. Of course, when you're a yoga teacher, your classes won't always be jam-packed and people won't always feel compelled to come up to you afterwards and shower you with praise. So for me, it's been really important that my drive change to be focused more on my own internal motivation and not simply what I'm getting from my students. And that was like kind of an answer to your question, but okay, second question comes from Jen, who I actually met in New Jersey, fun fact. Okay, I would love to get your opinion on yoga teacher training. Yay! I feel like I'm ready for it, but 2 things. How do I know the right place to do it? And how do I know what level of training to do? I'm drawn to the cheaper ones because they're cheaper, but more expensive ones must be expensive for good reason. What is your opinion? Here's the thing about yoga teacher training. Yes, just like many other things in life, you do get what you pay for. But there is absolutely no need to go spend like $10,000 on a training or even $5,000 on a training. You get what you pay for, but there's only so much someone's going to be able to teach you. So before you sign that contract and put down your deposit, take a look at what's actually included. Make sure there's some things in there that you know you want to learn, like philosophy, all of the basics, anatomy, sequencing, how to market yourself and get yourself out there. Make sure that stuff is included in the teacher training. Keep in mind that another important factor is the teacher. So one of the most important things I would say is make sure you're training with a teacher who you actually like. So that kind of sounds obvious, but it's easy to get wooed by title or by social media following or something like that. But make sure whoever you choose to train you is someone whose personality you like, someone you respect, someone who you would want to emulate, because you will when you're a new teacher. You'll just naturally kind of talk like them and you'll do things like them. So it's important to make sure that you like that individual. Just please, please, please don't go into extreme debt getting your teacher training certification. It is not worth it. Final thoughts on that. Okay. Last question. This comes from, I don't know her name. How did you start Bad Yogi? I want to start a health blog, not necessarily a full-blown empire like Bad Yogi, but how can I make it successful with so many other blogs in the world? Honestly, when it comes to how to make something successful, I'm gonna give you the worst answer possible, and that is lots and lots of trial and error. And I know that's a horrible answer because it's not concrete, but it's the truth, and here's why. It takes a lot of patience, and you need patience to do this trial and error, to keep trying, to keep putting stuff out when the last thing you did didn't work. So if you start a blog and you're just beginning your journey here, you might have a really small audience. Maybe it's people that you already know, friends, family, for example. Maybe 5 or 10 people read it every time you post. So what I would want you to consider is what really resonates with those people whenever you post something. So even though it is a handful of people, pay attention to what they want. Pay attention to what they want to hear from you. So if you put up a blog post and 2 people come to visit and they read the post and they comment. 2 out of your 10 readers, let's say. Maybe that's not a great response, but then you post something else the next day and there's like 8 comments and you're like, whoa, somebody liked this. What was the difference there? What was the thing that resonated? Was the subject different? Did you have better pictures? Did you just write it better? I mean, what was the differentiating factors between those two things? So even though it can feel like a long uphill battle when you're just starting out, don't be afraid to have to try a bunch of things. When you're looking for success, it can come in so many different ways. It can come at you from directions that you would have never expected. So be open to the possibility that the direction you think you're gonna go in might actually change. So of course, follow your own interest, your own passion, or your own subject of choice with your blog or with your business. Go in that direction, but then once you're in that direction, see how people respond to what you're saying. What is it that really resonates with people? Pay attention to that. I can't say it enough because that will be the thing that makes you successful. Okay, so there we have it, Q&A Wednesday. I really hope that you enjoyed this one. If you like Q&As like this, maybe on the more business or yoga business career side of things, let me know in the comments below. And if you have any questions like this, drop them down there too. As usual, I do love to hear from you, so if you have any tips, tricks, advice, make sure you include that too. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you right back here next time.